Hello, welcome back to Xanadu next. Last time we nearly finished the first dungeon, but there's going to be a lot at the end of it, and I didn't want to get into that and make the video super long. So we're going to go finish the first dungeon. Let's see, Yes, I do have the axe I picked up on me. I actually, now that I'm back in town, I can change my stats to be able to equip that. What do I want to lose? -5 hit points. Oh, that just lowers everything across the... Okay, it's lowering accuracy and evasion for some reason. Attack? Yeah, let's go with reflex. Accuracy and evasion's not too big right now. And now whenever I want to, I can equip the axe, which has a skill that I'm probably going to use the entire rest of the game. How are we looking on this one? Okay, we're at 92. Should actually probably get out of the menu. That caused me to lose thrust, but it also does not lose your progress on proficiency. And they're showing it the same strength, even though this is 18 attack and this is 15, because of proficiency. So I guess the 15 is like the base, and then as proficiency gets higher, the more that gets. Anyways, not a lot of money. Also, I just now realized that going back and forth on Constitution changed my current health as well. Okay, how far are we from the next weapon? Quite a bit of money, quite a bit of stats. At least one more level. It'll probably be... Actually, probably be armor next. Okay. Let's go into the dungeon. Money's not going to be a huge deal. It is right now because there's just a lot of stuff I need to buy. The shop will also upgrade as we progress. I should be doing this every time. Because they can drop money. They haven't been, but they can. And some chests also do respawn, but these are all, like, I guess major chests, so they don't. Okay, that's money. I think over here. Yeah, we're going over here. Right, breaking stuff also increases your proficiency. That can be really abused once we get out of town. That is not an auto-equip, you actually have to drag it. Yeah, this is showing that it's +1 attack because proficiency increased. Now we have access to plunder. Drastically increases the gold obtained from enemies. Yes, we'll have that for most of the game. I can put it on. Yeah, it did not change what they dropped. And a cap, which I think I bought, but that's also money, because I can sell it. And these trap rooms just have enemies in them now. You don't have to redo the trap. Technically, I mean, the enemies are back, so kinda, but not really. The trap is not here. I can just leave if I want. Magic potion. I think I got one of these before. It's a really good get. I'm actually going to put the dagger up there to sell it later. I do not need to keep this. I have the skill forever now. I do not know if plunder affects what these drop. I think it's just gold drops in general, so it might. Okay. Yes, that is glitched. Only these kinds of items are glitched. We get a tabula. They get translated. I am not going to read them as they get translated. Well, the tabula I will. There's also notes. I'm not going to read them as they get translated. Once they're all translated, I'll go through them, because you get them out of order. And they tell a story. Acquired Crown of Zagreus. Oh ho, 'tis a night. I saw your silhouette and wondered what manner of creature was lurking in such a place as this. What a pity to see that which was once an honorable profession reduced to such petty thievery. No matter. I come for the crown. Give it to me now, lest it fall into the hands of those who would misuse it. You may think to sell it or even wear it, but I assure you such disregard would yield the gravest of consequences. I shall speak nothing of this meeting, and no harm will come to you if you simply hand me the crown. Now. Such pride will get you killed, good Sir Knight. You may have reason for this, reticence? I don't think I've ever seen that word before in my life, except for probably the first time I played this. But if you do not relinquish the crown, then I will not stay my sword. I've never heard it, I guess I should say. Very well, you brought this fate upon yourself. On guard. Ow. No, you cannot win this fight. I mean, theoretically, you probably could, but you're not intended to. So you are actually doing damage to him. So that blade is not just decoration for your belt. You show promise, Sir Knight, but you lack finesse. You seem hesitant, unsure, or perhaps lost. You cannot hope to stand against the great Vorak with such weak resolve. Prepare yourself. At the least, I shall end your life with honor and preserve your dignity as knight. "'Twas a fair fight, sir. I now claim what is rightfully mine. I regret my actions, but you left me little choice. I'm afraid your life is forfeit. We are too far in, and your wounds too severe for any prospect of rescue. I bid you final farewell, for I must take my leave. May you have better fortune in the next life." No, this can't be happening. Sniff. It's just not fair. It's so cruel. Why? Why did this have to happen? Fox. Please, Lady Wells, I must have absolute silence, lest the healing ritual be nullified. Forgive me, please. Please continue. Let's see. These wounds tell a tale of considerable skill. His opponent was more than his match, it seems. But fortune smiles upon him. If only in small measure, his swift arrival here has cheated death its due. Any further delay would have seen him pass through the eternal halls, and he would not have returned. I cannot fathom what manner of brute would strike down Fox so coldly. Could this be the work of the rogue swordsman the townsfolk speak of? Perhaps, but all is conjecture at this stage. We should let the victim identify the culprit himself. Oh, Fox. Thank the fates you've come back to us. When you didn't return, I grew worried and begged aid of the townsfolk to search for you. They found you in the back alley ruins. Your wounds were most grievous. I thought I'd lost you. I'm so glad you're alive. Brave Sir Knight. 'Tis Lise. I still do not know how to pronounce her name. Priest of the Sanctum. I must advise you of your predicament, though you may continue resting as I do so. But wait, stop, don't sit up. This is no time to be concerned with manners, you dolt. You're injured. You must take care, or... Lady Wells is correct. Your wounds are quite severe, more so than you may realize. Sir Knight, heed me well. I performed all the rituals I know and forestalled any immediate danger to your life. But unfortunately, your wounds were near mortal, and the situation is still quite dire. It truly pains me to tell you this. You have lost much of your mobility, Sir Knight. Regrettably, you will never swing a sword again. And if you should push to overcome this weakness, you will die. Strength cannot best this foe. I never meant for this to happen. I'm so sorry, Fox. I just wanted to raise your spirits. I had hoped this journey would give you new purpose. I never thought something like this. There may be another way. Another way? The two of you have come to Harlech to unveil the mysteries of Castle Strangerock, have you not? I assume then that you've heard tell of the legendary sword, Dragon Slayer. It is said that this sword is imbued with an unearthly light, bright as 1,000 torches, and that he who bears it will be granted unconditional victory and unmitigated glory for all time. With the sword's protection, its former owner is even its former owner? Oh, okay. I thought she's still talking about when he had it. If he had it. Okay. With the sword's protection, its former owner is even rumored to have vanquished the evil Dragon Lord. You can't mean? Indeed I do. If Sir Knight should successfully acquire this Dragon Slayer, I believe his body could be fully restored. Truly, if there's even a chance, I'll do everything in my power to find this Castle Strangerock. I'm afraid it is not quite so simple. This is a task Sir Knight must perform alone. For you see, the Dragon Slayer chooses its bearer. And it is the bearer alone who reaps its benefits. If that is you, Lady Wells, then nothing will come of it. What? How can a sword be so fickle? And how is a man in such a state supposed to acquire it? Sir Knight, you may overcome your limitations with the divine blessings of a guardian. I shall induce within you a guardian's power, so that you may fight as before. A guardian, as in one of this land's deities? Is such a thing even possible for an outsider? Ordinarily, no. Guardians are typically introduced at birth, as full-grown bodies tend to reject the process. But this is no ordinary circumstance. Sir Knight has seen the gates of the abyss and lived to tell the tale. He stands at the crossroads between life and death, existence and non-existence. It is truly a miracle that he yet draws breath, and in every way, it is exactly as if he were born anew. So what you're saying is, it will work? Exactly. In his present state, I believe Sir Knight capable of acquiring a guardian within him. And I am willing and able to perform the infusion. Fox, this is great news. If you do this, you can seek the sword. And it's better than the alternative, is it not? Fox? It seems Sir Knight's resolve has weakened, his heart is troubled, and his will shaken. His spirit still shines, however. It is fresh and pure, cleansed from his return to this earthly plane. Brave, tormented Sir Knight, forgive my impertinence, but I beg you consider these next words carefully. You take pride to live in this era, do you not? Despite what I see before me now, I cannot accept that a man such as you would lament his fate. A stern and stoic man. A man who bears a destiny much larger and greater than my own. Truly you are a courageous individual, for you have been gifted the life of a knight in a time of great challenge for the Order. She's not saying anything here for some reason. You are proud of who you are, yet conflicted. You know not what your purpose may be. Why, a knight in this ignoble day and age, what reason is there for clinging to this life? You must search within yourself for the answer, and if you cannot find it, all is lost. It is imperative that you reclaim your honor as a knight, even if only to validate your existence. You owe yourself this opportunity, and truly the epic nature of this quest befits your struggle. I trust you have reached a verdict, then. Time is of the essence. We must begin immediately. As priestess of this sanctum, I shall now commence the ceremonies of baptism and communion. Lady Wells, your assistance would be greatly appreciated. Oh, of course, anything I can do. You have accepted a guardian. Sylphid is now a part of you. The guardian Sylphid enhances your physical stamina, while bound to you, your maximum HP is increased. It was more difficult than expected, but the induction is complete. Fox, I'm so relieved. I'm so glad you're back to normal. I don't know what I would have done. Sir Knight, one very important detail yet remains. Guardians infused at birth have an indelible bond with their hosts. They cannot be readily separated. But your case is unique, because you bear the mark of one who has seen death. The Guardian's bond is more tentative. What are you saying? What does that mean for him? In this particular instance, it means that the Guardian's bond with Sir Knight may be very easily broken. Even when Guardians are infused at birth, it is in their nature to separate from their host when they perceive death. But within Sir Knight's body, death is omnipresent, and in such environs, who can say how a Guardian will react? Poor Fox, I thought our worries were over, but things have just gotten more complicated. I can only imagine how you must feel. The situation is complicated indeed. That is why locating the sacred sword is of the utmost urgency. The fragility of this bond may actually be a boon to Sir Knight, however. Sylphid's tenuous hold should grant him the option of reinfusion. Reinfusion, as in he can exchange guardians? I never imagined such a thing to be possible. Could he really survive that? I am confident that he could. It is an atypical procedure, but a safe one under these conditions. And if done properly, it should allow him to benefit from the blessings of many different guardians, as the situation demands. How extraordinary. Pity such a thing is only possible because of such unfortunate circumstances. Sprinkled about this land are countless guardians lost to the march of time. If you should encounter one whose blessings may be of benefit, bring to me the card within which its spirit is sealed. I shall gladly perform the ritual to bind you anew. Now then, the hour grows late, and you have been through a great ordeal, Sir Knight. I bid you good night, and will see to it that you are safely escorted back to your room at the inn. Rest well, for you are still weak. Should you need me, I will be here. As Fox took his leave of the spirit sanctum, his mind and body still adjusting to the turbulent courses his life had taken, he no doubt recalled the days of his youth, and the sudden loss of both his parents to war. Orphaned in an instant, he swore that he would help forge a new era, a better era, free of the ravages of war, and so he had pledged himself to knighthood. It was there that he had met the truest of comrades, a man, a friend whose will and ambition perfectly mirrored his own. That man was Marquis Furnival, the gallant young leader of the North Sea Chevaliers. As far as Fox was concerned, the Marquis was not only a benevolent, valiant, and respectable leader, but also a true companion and confidant. His admiration and loyalty was a sentiment shared by many, for Marquis Furnival's influence and charm were a thing of legend. Outspoken and fearless, the Marquis would preach of purity and justice, inspiring eager young knights to flock to his banner in droves. But even such noble ideology could not withstand the inexorable tide of political change. The Prime Minister Zordius declared war on the knights, ordering all crusading factions to disband immediately. The North Sea Chevaliers were no exception. Fox was ready and willing to challenge this decree Fox was ready and willing to challenge this decree at his side until the bitter end, but the Marquis refused to let his friend follow in his fate. If the Chevaliers are to continue fighting, it will be under your charge. They are mine no longer. That was the Marquis's reply. He had chosen to follow his ideals to the gallows where they led. And with those words the two never spoke again, their friendship gone as quickly as it had formed. To Fox, the Marquis became a symbol of a life worth living and a future worth fighting for. He was the very embodiment of the principles held most dear by the North Sea Chevaliers. For such a man to leave his life's work undone and die so that others might live in a new era he believed should come to pass, it seemed clear that Marquis Furnival had not shunted aside his duty but embraced it. As he tells it, Fox had not come to this realization himself until quite some time after he left the field of battle. But his friend gone, and the knights shattered, his faith in their cause was shaken, and he was metaphorically cast adrift. It was only when he found himself literally adrift aboard a small boat on a certain misty lake that he began to understand the merit of his values, and commenced his search for a new lot in life. So while you've been resting, I've been doing a bit of research, and I think I've found something. Char produced from her bag the tabulae you found in the ruins. These are tabulae from the ruins, Fox. You had these on you when you were found. I hope you don't mind that I looked them over. They're quite old. The lettering carved into them is no longer used, and hasn't been for a very, very long time. 'Tis considered a sacred script of sorts, and one used exclusively by the literati of Xanadu Kingdom. You've heard of Xanadu, no? Troubadours often sing of it. Songstress Sandra downstairs seems enamored with it, in fact. Scholars tell that it was once quite a prosperous kingdom. Some even called it a paradise on earth. It stood for over 1,000 years. And it would seem all the ruins around here are in some way related to this Xanadu kingdom. I'm willing to bet Castle Strangerock has some connection as well. If you find any other slates or tablets like these, be sure to bring them to me for translation, okay? These are exactly the kinds of things we're looking for. They're the keys to unlocking the mysteries of Harlech Island. And with enough time, I can easily decipher each and every one you show me. Speaking of which, I actually translated this particular tabulae while you were resting. If you're interested in reading my notes, just let me know. Fox. I'll do whatever I can to help you. So please, find the sacred sword. Find the Dragon Slayer, okay? Okay, that was long. We're going to read this, and this is just going to be like a reading part, apparently. Let's talk to her first. Oh, did you hear? It seems the town's main gate is now open for passage. Lady Lisa informed me as such. She said the investigation had concluded and that adventurers and tourists were allowed out into the ruins again. Though if you're going, be sure you're prepared for what's out there, okay? Stock up on items, wear your best armor and such. Okay. So yeah, this is the first one in the list, but it'll not stay the same. We'll get random tabula, whatever. But once we get the notes, I will not read them until I get all the notes. To the inheritors of history, which I've already just said. I tell of my homeland, founded by the great Kublai Khan, and proclaimed an Eden by all who beheld its fair vistas, its name Xanadu. Here the songs of the birds ring out, the flowers are always in bloom, the light of the sun doth shine warmly upon all the land. Truly Xanadu is a place of beauty and peace. However, it is not my intention to extol the glory of this countryside herein. Rather, the duty that falls upon me is that of... another word I've never heard out loud. Minutia. Yes, I have. Took me a moment to realize that's what it was. Falls upon me is that of minutia and fact, to make accurate records of the history that befalls us. That's befallen us. If I could learn to read as well. And even in such a place as Xanadu, for every light that burns pure, a shadow is also cast. To those who shall inherit and succeed our history, I beg ye read this account carefully with open mind. I must regrettably chronicle that twice did our paths cross with a hideous calamity of unimaginable power. The devil Galsus, he who rules the world of nothingness, he who brings forth apparitions to defile us. At his hands the ideals of our just and righteous community turned to ashes, and our Eden became a land governed by lust and vice. As we stand now, however, we must overcome these tribulations and re-establish a prosperity befitting Xanadu. We owe our gratitude for this good fortune to the heroes and wise men of the past who drove this devil from our land. The first invasion of Galsus was thwarted by a valorous youth who bore the sacred sword, sent to our aid by his liege King Gillidan, and guided by one star's light. The second invasion of Galsus was repelled by a beautiful and valiant princess who carried with her the self-same sword. Both of these figures have since been accorded the highest honors in the annals of history. Light coexists with shadow, and so too must the tales of Xanadu's calamitous past coexist with those of its heroes. If we are to remember the trials we have faced, 'tis important we also remember the means through which they were overcome. The phrasing suggests that it was written by a historian from ancient Xanadu. It really is a remarkable find. If its contents are accurate, that means Xanadu was visited by some sort of demon not once but twice. And this sacred sword, I can only assume it to be the Dragon Slayer itself. I'm not familiar with this legendary hero or princess the historian writes of, however. I wonder who they were. Hey Fox, don't you find this all very exciting? Doesn't it just give you the shivers? Whenever I hear these grand tales of old, I always think about all the people who lived in those times. The people who got caught up in it all. And I always imagine, what if we were them? Sorry, I got a bit caught up in it all for a moment. Before you go, I have something to give you. Believe it or not, I actually made you lunch. After all you've been through, 'tis the least I can do. Received a packed lunch from Shar. Surprised, I've started taking cooking lessons from Alcott. I'm not very good just yet, but I intend to give it everything I've got. So expect a lot of my special-made lunches from here on out. And if all goes well, they're sure to get better and better with each one. I hope you're looking forward to it. And you get experience for reading them. So we got a packed lunch from Shar. Wow, I got a lot of stuff. Oh, because it took all my stuff off of me. Restores 100 hit points. We will keep getting more and more homemade sandwiches. No, this is a homemade sandwich. There'll be a different kind of lunch each time. We'll keep getting them. Here's the card. Increases max health. And it's got its own experience and levels. I'm pretty sure this is kills and not actual experience gained. Okay, so let's go sell this stuff and spend our points, and that'll be the end of this video. And next time, more reading. I will talk to everyone else again. They will have new stuff to say. Not enough for anything, really. Since everything else I want is... Actually, let's look at the wares again. 9 strength, 7 reflex. Okay. Looks like I need 7 reflex, 9 constitution, 7 mind. Sure, strength. Can't afford it yet, but now I can use it. Alright, let's save and call this part. Alright, I know this was a little long. I mean, they're all probably going to be. There was a lot of reading, a lot of text this part. I messed up on a lot of it, too. Get used to that. Alright, so that's it for this part. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you stick around for more, and thanks for watching.